Hey there, it's Gail. I'm going to do something a little different today with the reading. First of all, I just want to know how you're doing. Drop a comment below. How are you feeling this week? I'm super curious to see if I'm the only person experiencing some of the things that I'm experiencing this week. So you may or may not know this. I was on a walk earlier this morning and felt prompted to come on and talk about this, maybe pull some oracle cards in the process. So earlier this week, there were several things going on with the sun, solar flares, solar eruptions, and it's causing radiation, intense waves of radiation and guys, I'm not trying to scare you, okay? This is just like this just happens. This is like not it's not like a Hollywood production of Armageddon or anything like that. It's just earlier this week the sun had a bunch of things going on with solar flares. It's created geomagnetic storms and radiation. And so now you may or may not feel the effects of that, right? Because we're talking about space. It takes time for things to reach our planet. And so I was prompted to come on and talk about this and talk about some of the things that I've been experiencing. I don't know, maybe somebody out there needs to hear this. So as of today, now look, I'm not an expert in this by any means. I did have a heads up that this was coming. I follow a gentleman by the name of Alexander Quinn, so definitely check him out. Guys, do your due diligence, okay? Like, I'm just gonna keep an open mind. Do your due diligence. Take what resonates. All right, I find Alexander Quinn fascinating because there's a lot of information that he shares that is more about what's going on with what's going on in the universe, what's going on in our solar system, what's going on with the planets. So I'm really interested in following him for that reason. Now, like I said, do your due diligence, take what resonates. He talks about star seeds. He talks about ETs, there are some things there that may or may not resonate with you. But this is a scientific thing that actually happens with the sun. Okay. So, I knew about this through him, kind of forgot about it a little bit this week, and then yesterday just got hit with some really interesting physical symptoms. And so this is what can happen. Like, it's not anything to be don't panic. Okay, there's no need to panic, but you may notice some of these symptoms. You may feel achy, you may feel tired, headaches, heart palpitations, mood swings, maybe a little brain fog, spacey, that kind of thing. So I want to just share a little bit about what has been going on for me. And also, if you don't feel anything, that's great. Okay, there's whether you feel something or you don't feel something, there's no right or wrong. It just is what it is. And part of what I'm being led to talk about is also just trusting your own experience here, okay? For some of you, hearing about this maybe is going to provide some relief or just help you relax into what you're experiencing instead of worrying oh my God, do I have the thing? Do I have the thing that's been going around for the last couple of years? Or is this just part of what's going on in the cosmos right now, and I'm just reacting to it? So, and then for others of you, you're gonna be like, yeah, I feel fine. And that's fine. That's great. So just trust your experience is also kind of the message that's wanting to come through today is you don't need to feel left out if it's not happening to you. There's nothing wrong with you. It's not, you're not missing out on anything. And if there is something going on and you're like, I don't know what this is, like, there are things in our universe that impact us here on Earth. Okay. This is one of those things. You may not have known this because, we watch the weather here on Earth, right? We get the weather report here on Earth, but there's a whole thing going on out in space, right? So I always think of Alexander's, I always call them the cosmic report, the cosmic weather report. So anyway, so yesterday, it was really interesting. My left ear was ringing all day. And it was not, sometimes I get ringing in my ears, but it wasn't like that. It was kind of like, I felt like just my left ear was in it. It was like being in an echo chamber. It was really a little bit disorienting. It was uncomfortable. Like, it wasn't an earache or anything like that, but just, it was uncomfortable, and it almost felt like even that side of my head, it kind of felt hot, irritated. And my eye, I noticed in my eye too, my left eye. So there was a lot of things going on the left side of my body. So if you don't know, left side of your body is associated with feminine energy. So apparently this is my interpretation of what was going on. Okay. You again, I'm just going to, I don't know if somebody's watching who's like a doubter, but, or a skeptic, and that's fine, right? That's fine. Like I said, do your due diligence. But if you don't know, so the left side's connected to feminine energy. And so my interpretation of what's going on is that these frequencies, yesterday anyway, was sort of affecting my feminine energy. Okay. Because I was noticing it a lot on my left side. I also, toward the end of the day, so I've had a low grade headache all week. Actually, today's the first day I don't. So today's a different story, but yesterday was kind of like the brunt of it for me. Okay. With the discomfort and the physical symptoms, definitely felt sluggish, brain fog. I managed to get in a workout, but it was later in the day. I usually try to do that earlier in the day, and it was just a slog. It was an out and out slog. Probably should have just let it go. Okay, so this is the thing. Like, if you're feeling these symptoms, it's like, really listen to your body and honor your body. If you feel like you need to take a break and you need to rest, then take a break and have a rest. All right. Drink lots of water. Yesterday, I felt like so parched. I probably did not drink as much water as I usually do. And then by the end of the day, I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe. And it's not that I didn't drink water, but I probably needed to drink more than what I usually do. And I drank less than what I usually do. And I felt horrible. And like, literally, like, I'm so thirsty. Like, I haven't had that thirst in a really long time. Okay, so what I'm getting at is your bodies may be really sensitive right now. So again, like later in the evening, super achy, like my feet, my back. Okay, so bear with me, I kind of lost my train of thought with that. Yeah, so I tend to be more of a night owl. I mean, I'm not like how I was, 10, 15, 20 years ago, but I still tend to stay up after 10 o'clock. And like, I literally could not stay awake. It was like 9:15 and I was like, I'm going to bed. That's how tired I was. And then when I went to bed, it was like, I didn't have a fever, but I felt I had that sensation of when you have a fever and you're kind of like, you're really uncomfortable, you get hot, you get cold, you're, kind of feeling a little delirious. Like it was weird. It was really weird, guys. So if some of these things are happening for you, it's like, just number one, like it helped me to know, like, okay, there's some stuff going on that may be contributing to this. It's possible that there may be things going on for you physically that are completely unrelated. But right? Like, so just trust your knowing. And so part of this was like, okay, I don't normally feel this way. And I know that there's this thing going on with the sun and the solar flares and the geomagnetic storms. And I just was able to be with it. Okay. So if you're feeling these things, honor what you're feeling, honor what your body is telling you it needs. Okay. Don't push against it. Don't resist. Like if you need to go and take a nap, go and take a nap. Okay. Don't power through. Like this is not the time to be a hero or a martyr. This is a time to take care of yourself. So what else was going on? I feel like there was another thing. Oh, heart palpitations. Definitely the heart palpitations kicked up quite a bit for me last night. And so then this morning I woke up and I was like, I feel like, okay, so I went to bed like around 9 o'clock. I fell asleep around 9 o'clock. A little bit broken sleep in the beginning, but then slept. Like once I was asleep for the night, slept through the night. Slept completely through the night. Also unusual for me. I usually wake up at least once. And then I felt like I could sleep for the rest of the day. Technically, I guess I could do that, but I decided to get up. Once I got up and got moving, though, I noticed the ringing in my ear. Like there's just an ever so slight thing going on in my ear. Ever so slight. It's not even a ringing. It's just like I can tell like the pressure is a little different. All of the aches, the pains, the tiredness, like I actually feel very alert today, which is great. I love that. The headache that I've had all week is gone. So, what does that mean? I don't know what it means, right? Exactly, but my sense is like the waves from the storm have landed. Okay, this is how I've interpreted it. It's here. It's going to start affecting people. Probably will be affecting people through the weekend, or maybe the whole weekend, maybe just part of the weekend. So I'm just curious, are you experiencing any of these symptoms? The other thing that just completely blew my mind this morning out on my walk, my senses are like on overdrive. They're on overdrive. Now, usually when I walk, there's a ton of birds in my neighborhood and I always hear them. So that's not unusual. But it's like when you go to the symphony, you hear the whole, right? You hear the song that all the instruments are playing. And so when I'm out walking and I hear the birds and everything and the sounds of the neighborhood, it's like listening to the orchestra usually. Today was really strange because I went out and it was like I could hear, like not just the instruments, it was like the strings on the instrument or okay, I'm probably going to say this wrong, okay? I have some musical background, but not a whole lot. But like, the holes or I can't remember the names of the different parts of the instruments, but you know what I mean? Like the holes on the flute and the things that you press down on the trumpet and the, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like it was like I could hear everything. It was so intense. It was cool, but it was so intense. And there's like tons of different kinds of birds in our neighborhood. We've got cardinals, we've got blue jays, we've got crows, we've got seagulls, we've got robins, we've got a bunch of other birds that I don't even know about, geese. I heard them all. I heard them all. As like I heard them all together, but I also heard them separately. I don't know how else to explain it. Also, there's a couple of places in the neighborhood where there's some new construction going up, and so the yard's torn up. Not really torn up, but the grass is out, right? And so the soil is exposed. And again, like this is not necessarily unusual for me to, to smell things in the neighborhood. But it was like I walked by one of those lots and I could smell the earth. And it was like I had my face pressed into the dirt. So there's something going on as well with heightened senses. Just for me, it might not just be for me. This may be something that you're noticing. This is the thing that like was prompting me to share this. I know I don't usually, this has not a whole lot to do with business or anything like that, but I'm just super curious because I work with a lot of healers. I work with a lot of energetically sensitive, emotionally perceptive, highly sensitive people, right? Empaths. So you may be feeling this. This is what I'm getting is why, Spirit's saying you gotta share what you're experiencing. I just saw a feather fall on my deck. Yeah, so you may be experiencing some of these things, and the message here is to just don't panic, don't resist it, treat yourself well, take great care of yourself. If you're sensitive to energies, you're likely going to be feeling this. You may not, right? But you might. And so some of the things that you can do is definitely lots of water, ground. That was the other thing. I've really not been able to get out and get my walk. I do ground a little bit, but I've kind of been cooped up in the house. And I think that was not necessarily helping me. So the first thing I did today was get out and have a walk. I feel so much better. Meditate. Alexander says some crystals that can be helpful are black tourmaline and hematite, so there's probably other things as well. But basically it's like, just trust what you're experiencing. You don't have to, your experience does not have to be mine. This is not a comparison game. You don't need to panic. It's just, right? Like, it's just like if there were a storm here on Earth, right? Sometimes when the barometer drops, you get like achy, right? Like maybe you feel that a little bit in your joints. It's kind of like that, just magnified. Okay. So they wanted me to talk about that today. We're going to pull some cards. Also, April's a big deal, guys. I'm just saying, April, there's a lot going on in April. Cosmically, there's a lot going on in April. Do we have a new moon coming up tomorrow? Maybe. But there's something going on with Jupiter and Neptune around the 12th, and this is a big deal. This is a big deal. Again, like I'm not an expert on what that all means. I just know, there's some big things coming up. I think that we're also towards the end of the month starting to, I don't know if there's an eclipse in April or not, but we're going to be heading into eclipse season 2. So, just know. All right, I keep touching the Moonology cards, which is really the, Moonology manifestation cards. These are new, so I'm not really super familiar with these, but I kept touching them, so let's pull some cards on, you know, what you need to know during this time with what's going on with the solar flares. Generally in the month of April, and we need to know about taking care of ourselves, protecting our energy. Yeah, like I'm just feeling like, you know, okay. Trust all will be well. Okay? Everything's okay. You're not dying. I don't mean to sound glib about that. Like, some people may literally feel like, oh my God, what is this? What is this? Push through any insecurity. First quarter moon in Cancer. And then the first one was new moon in Virgo. Just looking at these cards. So lots of green here on this one, right? Oh, interesting. So if you're feeling those heart palpitations, there's something about, like, I feel them when I'm laying down on my side, and so I have to kind of like, I have to open up my chest. So there's something about maybe doing some, if you're feeling the heart palpitations, it's not like don't, the temptation might be to not doing like not move, okay? And that's not, it's not going to harm you if you do that, but if it's not necessarily going to be helpful either. So what I'm getting is, if you're starting to feel those heart palpitations, like even just kind of stretching out, like stretching across your chest, opening up, you know, your chest cavity, some breath work. There's a channel that I follow called Chakra Boosters. She's got Vicky Howie. She's got some really great videos on using seed sounds and physical movements for opening up your chakras. The seed sound for the heart chakra is yam, and she's got an exercise where you kind of like open your arms out, and then there's also an exercise where you kind of hug yourself, right? And you say yum yum. So doing something like that can help ease the heart palpitations. I feel like there was something else that came through and then I lost it. Well, if I remember, I'll share again. Yeah, and then this one is, you know, there's a lot of like turquoise, teal kind of colors here. This is feeling like throat to me. Oh, what is that? You see that? There's like a little symbol there, right? I don't know what that is. Is that the throat chakra? That might be it. Also feeling third eye. Okay, so that's the other thing. Okay, third eye protocols. Third eye protocols. Something that I do to keep third eye healthy is I have quite a few doTERRA essential oils. I use frankincense. I just put like a little dot on my forehead when I remember. Just a little dot of frankincense. Also, again, like this was not something that was channeled to me. It's something that I got from another source. Sacred Anarchy, I think. I've elevated my bed. So you want to, this is a really important time to keep your pineal and pituitary glands healthy, right? Because there's a lot of things that are going on in the world that are are hidden from us, right? There's specific narratives that are being told that are not true. Okay, and again, like use your own discernment. Okay, but if there's a lot of information out there about like opening up your third eye for your psychic gifts and everything. Yes, you can do that. Okay. Okay, I'm not. There's a whole other thing about that. I'm not gonna go there. Just remember to ground, right? If you're trying to open your third eye more, and it's like you don't want to blow it wide open. Well, I don't know. Maybe you do, but I personally wouldn't recommend it. What I would recommend is like just take care of it like as if you were brushing your teeth, right? Like you have a routine to brush your teeth. Keep your mouth healthy. It's like, this is part of your body, right? You don't see the physical organs, but the pituitary gland and the pineal gland, they are organs inside your body. Your third eye is the energetic center that's connected to those organs. So when that third eye center is healthy, right? It helps you see the truth. It helps you see past the illusions. Okay? And that's going to help with any insecurities that you may be feeling. Right? It's not just looking with your eyeballs anymore. It's never been that way, but it's not about just looking with your eyeballs. Use your body. Your body is like an antenna. Okay, so you got to take care of your body, not just so that you can look great in the bathing suit, right? That can be part of it. There's nothing wrong with that. I want to look good in a bathing suit. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying your body is a finely tuned instrument, right? Take care of it. I'm feeling there's a lot of fear frequency going on right now. And it's like if you can get centered and straight within yourself. Why I don't know why the word straight. Sort it out, not straight, like sort it out. If you can just tune your own instrument, okay, the fear that is rife right now, it will bounce off you. Okay. So try some of these things. Have an open mind, and also like tune into every body is different, right? And every frequency, every energetic being is different. So these are things that you can try, but it might not work for you. It doesn't mean that the whole thing doesn't work. Okay. It might not work for you. There's also like, you also have get to a point where you just kind of learn how to tune in to yourself and trust the messages that you're receiving for yourself, right? For example, like a couple years ago, I was like, guys, I used to be hardcore into like really intense exercise, and 3 years ago, really? I'll get to that in a minute. 3 years ago, I kept getting like this urge to just walk around my neighborhood. And I was like, are you kidding me? Walking? It's like, seriously, walking? That is not my speed. And I'm still walking. I really try to walk every single day. It was really important for me to help me ground my energy, to help me connect with nature more so on a more regular basis. Looking back on it now, I can see like, oh, this was actually part of my path, part of my soul's journey, part of my evolution. But I scoffed at it. Okay. So all of that to say is like, you might be tuning in and scoffing at this. You might not be, but if you are, it's like, just try it. Like, what's the harm in trying it? My kids are constantly doing this to me, and I'm like, what's the harm in trying it? And sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. And that's totally your choice. right? But if it's not resonating with you, then just tune in and literally ask your body, what do you need right now? And trust what comes to you, right? Like maybe you need to go, and I know I said take it easy, but if your body's telling you like, yeah, you need to go run 5 miles, or you need to go do a spinning class, like just trust that that's what your body needs. All right, I pulled some from the Spirit Animal Oracle, and I got Chameleon. Spirit, act as if. Now, I'm having a little resistance around this. Why are we acting as if? So I literally just put something out about, faking it till you make it. And that's, okay, so it's not the same thing. This is not the... All right, what I'm getting from this card, okay, it's not about fake it till you make it. It's it's aligning and attuning to the frequency. So this has to do with manifestation, okay? Okay, this is kind of new and fresh, so bear with me, but the way that manifestation has been popularized and put into the mainstream, and guys, like, I'm still learning this, so, again, like, I'm not the expert end all be all on this. Like, I'm just sharing with you my own experience here with this. But what I am learning is that the things that I've read about manifestation, the things that have been shared in popular culture and in the media, it's not the whole story, okay? And the thing one of what I've discovered, one of the missing pieces for me, the teachers talk about this, right? Like is the feeling, okay? The feeling of that manifestation. Number one, there's not enough explained or taught around that, okay? It's not about pretending you have the thing already. Or like not in the way that you might think, okay? So bear with me, guys. There's a lot of stuff coming through. And I'm just trying to, this is already like super long. Okay, so I'm trying to be concise here, but so I'm just gonna share like what helped me, and maybe there's something in here that will help you, okay? So I used to do the whole manifesting thing like very much from a mental space. I didn't realize how much I was in that mental space until I started working with this in a different way. Okay, so like the common knowledge around this is like a desire comes in, right? There's there's a feeling and thought process happening, right? And so let's just say that you are wanting to manifest a new home, right? So you have the thought, I want to manifest a new home, and then you have a feeling around that, like, oh, I feel excited about living in this new home, right? And then if you go by The Secret or some of these other sources where like they have to make this digestible for the masses, okay? So it doesn't go super deep. So it's like, okay, then you just think your way to manifesting the thing that you want. And it's like, it's not like that. It's not like that. Now, I was trying to manifest that way for a long time, and it worked. It didn't work consistently, but it worked. And then Abraham talks about you have your desire, you put in your order, right? Like you do that cosmic universal ordering kind of thing. And then you just let it go, right? And you keep your vibration high, because a higher vibration is going to call in what you're desiring. Yeah. And there's more to that. So what I'm getting with this chameleon spirit is, number one, slow the process down, right? There's something that you're manifesting or wanting to manifest. Try meditating. Okay? Slow it down. Meditate on as if you had the thing right now. Bring it into your reality through meditation right now. Okay? In that meditation, in that visualization, they talk about, like, okay, and there's a lot of talk about, the details and writing. It's the details of the feeling that you're wanting to. If you can't see it perfectly in your visualization, do not let that stop you. Do not let that trip you up. Tune into the feeling and the frequency of having that thing now, right? And you will feel it. In that meditative state, if you can get just enough of the visual, like just enough of the visual to feel what that might actually be like to be standing in that new house. And that is the acting as if, right? Because you're pulling that into your reality in the moment. And that's the frequency that you want to hold. That's the vibration that you're wanting to hold, right? And you'll ebb and flow and everything, but that's the piece, right? So when you come out of your meditation, you journal whatever you experience, and then you can tune into that frequency. And it's not even about the thing, okay? I've been playing with this, guys. I'm probably going to do something, I don't know. I may or may not. I mean, this will definitely be something that's going to be coming in with my clients, with my private clients, my private VIP clients, also in retreats. It's definitely something that I'm going to start incorporating. I'm still working with it. I'm still mastering this. But what I can tell you is that for the last 14 days, I've been doing this manifesting exercise. I haven't shared all of it here. I shared a good part of it here. And pretty much I've been working on manifesting 3 things every single day. And those manifestations, with the exception of a handful, like they don't happen all in the same day. It usually happens, sometimes it happens in the same day. Sometimes it takes a couple days. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Like there are some things that I put on my list a week ago that haven't manifested yet. But think about this, 3 things for 14 days. Oh God, math. What is that? 3 times 14. 42, something like that. So 42 things. The majority of them have manifested while I've been doing this. So, this is something to play with in April. And what I'm getting is like the energies are shifting. There's some big energies coming in. And so the manifestation, the opportunity for your manifestations to speed up is here. Am I pulling? Yeah. Okay. Guys, thanks for those of you who've been with me this whole time. Thanks for hanging for the whole time. I know this is long, but this is what wanted to come out. Like, this is not even how, okay. So this is the other thing like, this is not how I was planning to do my morning, right? And so this is the other thing too that's coming in. It's like, we're in a period of time where yeah, you need to have structure, you need to have direction and focus and everything. But we've completely neglected flow in our lives. Not everybody, but I'm just saying, like, as a society, right? Like, we've been trained to the 9 to 5, right? If you're in school, you've been trained to like the 8 to 3. Like, yeah, it's the universe isn't. Do you think that the sun is like punching in at 9 o'clock and punching out at 5? No, the sun's doing its own thing. Okay, so courage. Yeah, some big energies coming through, big changes coming through. Guys, I again, like, not to scare you, but probably some more upheaval and chaos. Like, we're already seeing it. Some of you probably, I did not tune into the big Hollywood shenanigans this week, but I did see the aftermath of it, right? Like, there's still a lot of conflict. There's a lot of things that are coming up that I'm not condoning any behavior, but like, this, what we're witnessing is like eons of putting a lid on who we truly are. Who we truly are, right? Like, we've been suppressed, and we have been suppressing ourselves. And it's like, when you do that, right? Think about that for yourself individually, right? When you're suppressing your feelings, you're suppressing your wounds or your past, something that's upsetting to you, right? Eventually that shit comes out. It finds a way out. And this is what we're seeing and experiencing collectively, is like the pot's boiling over big time. And there's going to be more of that in April. So have courage. Hold on. They're showing me these butterflies. Yeah, it's not going to be forever. This is part of the transformation on a collective level, on an individual level. Yeah, these aspens there's a lot of yellow here. So there's a lot of healing that will come with this, if you allow it. If you allow it. Flexibility. What was I saying about flow? Try to stay in the flow. Try to stay in the flow. Meaning, if your body is telling you that you're tired and you need to rest, like, don't go and chop 5 cords of wood and ignore what your body's telling you, right? Like, because you have a list, because you live by your list and you've got things to do, and oh my gosh, it would be a travesty. Like, I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad here, right? Because, guys, this was me, like, not long ago, right? Oh, if I don't get it all done on my list, I failed. No. No, that we're not in those times anymore, okay? And it's a lie. It's a lie anyway. The sky will not fall if you go and you take a nap. or whatever it is that I was not planning on even doing a reading today, okay? So but it wouldn't leave me alone either. All right? So if you've got one of those things where it's like you're being guided or pulled to do something and you're like, yeah, I got things to do. It's like, April is the month to start breaking out of that pattern. All right. I think that's it. Is that it? Is that it for today? Yeah, it's a lot. Okay, so leave a comment. Let me know what resonated. Let me know how you're feeling. Are you feeling shifts? Are you seeing shifts in your life? What's going on for you? I'm super curious. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for following me here on Instagram. I also have a YouTube channel where I post these over there as well, but I also do educational videos that are, more geared toward the business side of things, but sometimes things like this come through as well, that are more like, I don't know, I guess they're channeled teachings. I don't really know what to call it, but there's going to be more of this happening, guys. So I'm just saying, like, if that's not your thing, Like, this is a thing that's happening with me. Okay, so no hard feelings if you're like, yeah, no, I just want the business stuff, and I like, if this other stuff is turning you off, that's okay. Then, you know, it's okay. You don't have to stick around. I'd love for you to stick around if it is resonating. And yeah, there's probably going to be more of like these channeled whatevers, talks. I don't know what to call them. What would you call it? Leave me a comment below. I don't know what to call it. I'm just going. I'm going with the flow. I'm going with how I'm being. Yeah, I'm going with what source is telling me, sharing with me, inspiring me to do. Okay, so this is really a great time. I know there's a lot of things, scary things going on in the world. My intention is not to put my head in the sand, or suggest that you put your head in the sand with that either. And the more the more people who are tuning in internally, is how we change that fear frequency. Tuning out of that fear frequent, us as individuals tuning out of the fear frequency, wow, I can't even say it, is actually what's going to shift things. Okay, so play with these things, play with these concepts. Just it's like, have fun with it. It don't have to be all serious. Like, it doesn't have to look a certain way. You don't have to accomplish a certain thing. Like, just try it, play with it. Okay, and let me know. Let me know what comes up for you, what you experience. I'd love to hear about it. All right, guys. Catch you later. Oh my God, what the heck? Yes, I'm still here. I don't know, there's all these notifications on my phone. I can't get out of here. Oh my God, stop. Guys, does anybody know about like all this Instagram stuff, like telling me, pointing to all these things to do? I'm just trying to load up the video. All right. For real, I'm actually, I don't know. You know what? I don't even know if any of that recorded. So that'll be interesting to see what happened. All right. I hope it did, because that was long and there was a lot of really good, juicy stuff in there. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you later.